EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martin here with your outlook for March 6th, 2020. For your Friday, we're expecting plenty of clouds today. We're going to have an inverted trough that we've been talking about for the last couple of days set up over the region that's going to give some snow showers for the interior areas during the day and rain showers further south and east. This inverted trough extends away from this area of low pressure well offshore, and that is extending to that. Once we get into the evening, we're going to have a little bit more cold air involved, and some of those rain showers that are further south of the I-78 corridor and points south will change to mix with and change to snow before it ends, but it's going to be very little. Temperatures are still going to be marginal. We are getting up in the 40s in most places today, and because of that, even if we're overnight lows are generally going to be mid-30 or around 30 degrees or so, but that's not till later at night. The precipitation is going to end a little bit earlier than that, so by the time it gets down to close to 32, the precipitation is just about done. So if you do have any mix of rain and snow going over to snow, it's likely still above freezing, ground's still wet and or too warm to produce to take on any accumulations of snow, so we'll be a little bit marginal in those areas. But this system will continue to pull away again this evening, and then we will be clearing out during the overnight, and then a mostly sunny weekend is coming up. We'll get to that in a second. Here's the NAM high-res future simulated radar, and again, in all these images, I talked about this the last couple days, I now have the timestamp up here, so this is universal time, so you have to subtract 5 hours from what it's showing here. If it says 12Z, that means it is 7 a.m., okay? It's also on 24-hour time in addition to that, so if it's saying 18Z, you have to subtract 5 hours to make it 1300 or 1 p.m. Okay, so this is the date time group up in the upper right-hand corner of all these images, so you can follow along. So we're starting this off at 7 o'clock, and it's just starting here at this point, and then you can see the progression of this. We'll keep some snow showers up in the north-central Pennsylvania, northeast PA area, but further south, just above I-78 and then point south, is going to be all rain. It's going to be too mild to have any kind of frozen precipitation. So this is going to be mainly favoring elevations during the day up here today, and then once we get through this day and this starts to pivot, the inverted trough starts to pivot and cold air gets involved, temperatures drop as we get to the evening. We'll see some of that change over to snow in areas that it was previously raining, but again, temperatures are probably still above freezing at that point, so you're not, it's snow falling and snow sticking are two different things. But you will have some scattered snow showers continuing through the evening. This actually goes up past midnight. And again, you could get some, if you didn't get any accumulations yet in these marginal areas, you could end up with a coating to an inch of snow out of that as well. And here's the latest NAM projection for snowfall. Very similar to the map that we put out. I know we don't have one on weather alerts. I'm dealing with a lot of getting prepared for surgery next week. I'm having surgery next Thursday, arthroscopic knee surgery. So I was doing a lot of pre-testing today. Wasn't around to update the weather alerts page. I did post it on social media, though, in the comments under yesterday's posts and also on my Twitter account. We shared the map of in the premium forum release, my staff did. But these are generally the areas under that inverted trough they're going to get into the snow, and it very much is pretty close to matching our snow map. Now, south of there, you can still get some minor accumulations, and then when I say minor, it's just grassy surface accumulations. You might get a quick coating to an inch. It's going to be temperature dependent in these areas that are marginal, and we reflected that on the map. Let me get to that right now. Here's the map we put out. So any of the gray areas here in A, I know it's going to be hard to read on here in the video, but any of these A areas are coating to an inch. And the area B is 1 to 2 inches, and this is a 2 to 3 inch locally higher possible in the mountainous regions up in these areas, again in north central Pennsylvania. Even in the fringe areas, right along this border, so kind of like right in these areas, you can still get a coating in here. It's not out of the question. It's just going to be temperature dependent. Again, this is not a real big deal, so we really didn't feel like it was a real big need to update the weather alerts page for something, because it's not really alert worthy necessarily, although we did send out alerts from what I'm told yesterday to those that are subscribed, and of course the premium forum was shared. But this is very similar to the idea we have here on the 3-kilometer NAM from this evening. So this is what we're dealing with today, and then it moves away. But we still have some cooler air to contend with as the trough is still sitting here on Saturday. We do turn partly to mostly sunny, so partly cloudy in the morning, mostly sunny by the end of the day here on Saturday. But this trough is going to be in process of lifting out. So this is a two-day thing, both today and again on Saturday with the cooler temperatures. And then Sunday is a huge turnaround with temperatures well into the 50s, mid to upper 50s for Sunday. And then even warmer here on Monday. Monday's going to be very warm, and I would not be surprised on Monday. We're going to see a lot of mid to upper 60 readings. I wouldn't be surprised if some areas, especially down in here, in the right near the Philadelphia metro, point south and east, to see someone hit 70. Not out of the question. Okay, so that is going to be on Monday. Then we have this next frontal boundary coming through with a few showers, not a whole lot, but it looks like later in the day we get some showers, afternoon, evening showers rotating through, and then that ends. And then we have another system trailing behind it. Again, we've been talking about this for the last couple of days too. This is now March 12th, or 11th into the 12th, and everybody's been talking about this. Oh, we're getting this big snowstorm because the GFS says so. Well, this is the European model, and it's been consistently showing a low tracking north of the region. Well, if you're low tracking north of the region, we're going to be too warm for anything here in our coverage area as far as winter precipitation goes. And actually, as I'm recording this video on a third monitor to my right here, looking off the screen, I don't have it in front of me here, but I'm looking off at the GFS running live right now, and it's showing that system around the 11th, 12th, and guess what? Similar to this. Okay, so it's kind of giving up on that idea that there will be snow. So that one model, the GFS, that was showing that big blizzard, you can throw that out the window. Okay, and I told you about this, and if you watch these videos over the last couple of days, I said just disregard it. It doesn't fit the pattern. None of it has no support. Its own ensembles didn't support it, so it's probably incorrect. I know a few of you are trying to hold on to winter as long as you can, or some last gasp hope. Not happening, folks. It's time to turn the thoughts ahead to spring and moving forward. Okay, and it does look like. I'll be updating the long range this morning. It does look like we're going to have, once we get towards the middle month, we're going to have a pretty warm period. It's going to last for several days. So we might get a little taste of that this Monday, but you might have some more of that to deal with once we get towards the middle of the month. I'll update that in the long range this morning. But it does look like we have a break here in between systems. This goes Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Might have a little bit of a break here where it's not doing anything. And then it comes another round of rain comes in with a cold front comes in next Friday, but it does look like that might be the end of the active period at that point. We'll see. But right now, we're just going to be concentrating on today's system, which of course is going to be producing some few snow showers. Not a whole lot, not a big deal, but in some places, it might be the last snow you see for the rest of the year. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for March 6th, 2020. Have a great Friday.